Hello there, and welcome to Dystopian Review, the place where we dream of nightmare worlds. Today, we're doing a quick, spoiler-free review of Terminator Dark Fate, and we're doing a thematic review because throughout the mini-series that I've done on the Terminator franchise as a whole, and especially the Sarah Connor Chronicles, I've identified three core themes of the franchise. Now, my whole point in making this video is just to address whether or not they hit these themes. And in my opinion, they do. I understand why there's a significant part of the fan base that's frustrated at the direction this movie took from Jump Street, pretty much, and I get it. But get over the mythology for a minute and just take a deep breath and say, you know what? Maybe there's a broader plan here that could work out if this all works out. And to that end, I really encourage people, if you haven't already, if maybe you, I don't know, the theory is people saw Joker, so now they're tapped out. And that might be true, but you know, go see it this weekend then. Maybe you didn't want to see it opening weekend. Maybe you're not sure. I recommend it. I give it, if I had to give like a number, I'd give it close to a 9 out of 10. Some things do hurt me in my little childhood. I'm not going to lie. But that's the nature of these things. Because number one, the inescapability of the future and we'll catch up to it. Now, maybe I should have said Judgment Day instead of the future. But Judgment Day is just an event in the future. It might set off the future war, but it is an event. It does happen in the movie. We see a little bit of it. In one way, we get a little more detail on it, and in another way, we get a little less. But that's okay, right? So we get to experience Judgment Day through Grace's eyes a little bit, and that's fine. And that's great. And we see the future war as well through her eyes, kind of like Kyle Reese, because obviously there's some thematic similarities there, right? But that's fine, right? The whole point is that the future will catch us, and it definitely does catch up. The actions that people take throughout the film catch up to them. One way or another, characters get caught up to. So, first one, nailed it. Second, the permanence of trauma and its cycles and the breaking thereof. So, I do want to say the breaking thereof, I'm a little skeptical on that. There are some breaks in the cycles, but they sort of come, I don't want to say rushed. They are gradual. They do play out about the way you might expect. It's not bad. It's just, okay, they did it, right? But trauma. Again, I always refer back to Sarah, whether it's the Sarah Connor Chronicles one, which I did a character profile on, or whether it's this incarnation of her. Her trauma is deep-seated. The pain she suffers, especially given what happens to her in this movie near the start. And by the way, they couldn't have started the movie any better. I have to say, I damn near cried at the start of that movie. I did cry at the start of it because they just picked the right thing to do to start it off. Of course, then they immediately went the wrong way, in many people's opinion and somewhat in mine, but we'll get to that. The permanence of trauma. Sarah is an alcoholic who hunts Terminators. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. And good. I mean, Sarah Connor sometimes works at her best as a character when she's just flat out ready to go buck wild and beat the crap out of people. And Linda Hamilton plays it beautifully. If you had any doubts about it, just don't. Just get past the first 20 minutes and you'll see that it gets even better. And it starts off, takes a little time. Number 3, there is no fate but what we make, and that's a good thing. That line is in the movie, and I almost wanted to add a 4th theme about messages, but that's kind of rolled into 1 and 3. Messages from the past, a message from the future always make it to the past. A message from the past influence the future. So there is no fate but what we make. The characters who make it through this movie have the opportunity, knowing that we have time travel coming up in 20 years or whatever in terms of the story, to fix problems that occurred. Meaning, whatever happened is Lost's rule of time travel, not Terminator's rule of time travel. They're very different. Terminator operates much more on a multiverse theory. So, yeah, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that if you wanted to protect a character in this film that doesn't make it through the film, you might be able to send a machine back in a sequel, should there be one, and fix the problem. You could send a Guardian back. It could be an augment, it could be a machine, and it could protect the people who need to be protected and prevent the future from being what it was. So maybe that's the whole point of what they're planning with a trilogy. Or maybe they didn't plan that far ahead, I don't know. But that's the bottom line. From a thematic standpoint, did they nail it? Yes. Now that I spent 5 minutes talking about Terminator, quick plugs. Hit up Patreon/JPullmanWriting. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitch. All this stuff is in the description. Please check it out. Again, it's November 2019. My novel, Physics Incarnate, was the Indie Book Club Novel of the Month. So please read it, check it out. I would really appreciate your feedback on that. It's on Goodreads and Twitter and everything, so it's the writing community. Go for it. I have plenty of other videos about Terminator on this channel, and I'd love your feedback on how I can make them better, and I'd love to know that there's some support there so I can keep making them. I have one more planned after this, and if I don't hear much, that's it. I'll have completed my mission, so to speak. And since it's NaNoWriMo, or National Novel Writing Month, for those of you not in the know, one of the things I wound up writing is a whole bunch of Terminator analysis, and that will be published someday. I want to thank you all so much for joining me, and as always on this channel, be kind to each other, take care of each other, be safe, take care of yourself as well, because you're important too. Peace. Oh, so I promised you guys a quick story about Dark Fate. I had the opportunity to go see the Terminator 2 Judgment Day screening at the Alamo Drafthouse. I even got directly invited by the Terminator Dark Fate Twitter account. And that day I felt really not so great. I wanted to work on the Sarah Connor profile, and everything was going smoothly. And about 2 o'clock at night, my wife tells me that this happened. As you can see, they showed the whole movie of Dark Fate early, by 2 weeks, and I was floored. So that's my story. I could have gotten to see the movie 2 weeks early, and I didn't, and that's on me because I just didn't feel like going that day. I wanted to work on a dystopian review related to Terminator instead, so go figure. Funny, right? Great. Anyway, take care of yourselves and each other, and remember, keep dreaming of nightmare worlds so that maybe ours isn't so nightmarish.